Bore da Belfast, Cyfarchion o Gymru. Good morning Belfast, salutations from Wales. Chair RB, it's my pleasure to deliver the report from Welsh Council. As has been the case in many other nations, the pay disputes have dominated much of our time over the last year. We led a successful strike ballot for junior doctors in Wales with a 98% voting for strike action, and junior doctors went out. And junior doctors went out for 10 days and held an impressive pay rally on the steps of the Senedd. Their passion and determination to fight for full pay restoration was impossible for politicians to ignore. We held successful strike ballots for SAS doctors and consultants with a 94% turnout for SAS doctors and 86% of consultant voters casting their ballots in favour of industrial action. Your voices were heard loud and clear. In our continuous and collective pursuit of doing the very best for our members, we have made great progress. 3 substantial pay offers are currently being voted on, the results of which will be announced later this week. All 3 deals are a real step forward from the path to full pay restoration, and I want to thank not only our negotiators for their sterling work over the last few weeks and months, but you. Every member that voted for industrial action, every activist that took to the wards, spreading the message that action was necessary to make progress, and every member that stood on the picket lines and attended our demonstrations, thank you. It's because of you that consultants in Wales now be the highest paid in the UK. The important reforms to the consultant pay scale will benefit consultants individually, but also as a profession. By making consultant pay in Wales more attractive, we will ensure that more consultants choose to work in Wales, filling vacancies and improving retention of existing doctors. It's because of you that we have achieved 1/4 of full pay restoration, so junior doctors will finally start being valued fairly for their work, turning the page on over a decade of falling pay. And it's because of you that the 2008 specialty doctors are able to move to the new contract and access higher pay without having to accept longer plain time hours. And associate specialists will receive pay rises that recognise their senior roles and important place in the service. We have urged members to vote in favour of these offers, which have been put before them, to bank the pay rises now and then move forward together in strength. These deals show what can be achieved when governments listen. The NHS is nothing without its staff. We have been undervalued for too long, and the tide is turning. We are taking our power back, and as a union, we are stronger than ever. We have more members than ever before, and we will do what it takes to fight for the service that we all believe in. Despite the positive developments on pay for secondary care colleagues, the predicament facing general practice in Wales is truly grim. The service hangs on a precipice, the funding has been slashed, and Welsh Government continue to bury their heads in the sand. Over the last 10 years, GPs have been expected to look after 33% more patients, but the number of full-time GPs has decreased almost 24%. 80% of GPs fear their high workload is detrimental to patient care, morale is low, and many are considering their exit. Practices are finding ways to stem rising costs, with many reducing existing staff hours or stopping recruitment entirely, which adversely impacts on workload. This is a crisis. It is truly shameful that GP surgeries are expected to run at a deficit, but health boards are simply bailed out by Welsh Government when they overspend. The public support for an appropriate resource service palpable. In a few short weeks, we gathered nearly 22,000 signatures on our Senedd petition calling on Welsh Government for a rescue package. The Senate Health and Social Care Committee has recognised the strength of feeling from the profession and the public and will embark upon an inquiry in the autumn. Continuing to ignore the vital role that general practice plays in the National Health Service is a grave mistake. My message to Welsh Government is clear: restore the proportion of NHS budget that has been cut from general practice, or else it will collapse. If one part of the NHS crumbles, the rest will follow. We all know the NHS needs to change and adapt to evolve. During COVID, we saw that changes can be made quickly and that the service can be agile and responsive. But we also know that the NHS has been starved for years, starved of investment, starved of doctors, and starved of beds. The impact on patient care is plain to see. Ambulances queuing outside hospitals, patients deteriorating on waiting lists, and patients stuck waiting to be discharged, but unable to move on due to a lack of investment in social care. The impact on staff is clear too. The rising workload has become unsustainable, and understandably, morale is extremely low. 3 years ago, we publicly called for significant investment in our health service, as well as a radical shake-up to create a seamless service. The NHS, social care, and community services must work in partnership to effectively meet the needs of patients. Today, I'm restating those calls. The public is behind us, but are the politicians listening? Rest assured, using our collective drive and strength, we will continue to fight for an NHS that will be resourced to enable our profession to deliver the care that the people of Wales deserve. And I'd like to finish by thanking Welsh Council for their support, and each and every member of our fantastic Welsh staff, led by Rachel Podlack and the management team. And thanks, of course, to Sarah Miller, my committee secretary, who keeps the thing moving. RB, I move. Thank you.